Welcome to Woman Means Business. I'm your host, Nontobeko Gumede. Now, in a world where gender parity in corporate leadership remains a challenge, recent findings show that women are still decades away from closing the gap. Joining me to unpack these insights further and share their journey in today's competitive business landscape is Agnes Dire, who is the board chairperson and director at SNG Grant Thornton. Agnes, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you have been in the financial services and general auditing space within a decade or over a decade now. So can you please just share some of your highlights? What are some of the key lessons of leadership that you picked up?
Thanks, Nontobeko. Just as an introduction, my journey started off in a village in Rustenburg and culminated in Johannesburg, where I am now board chairperson and the leader in National General Assurance, right? So my career has been one where I've had to pivot a lot, and that is one of the key reasons I'm here today, right? I have started in the firm in our financial services group as a trainee, actually joined the firm as a VEC student, became a trainee, and then progressed through the firm until I was a director, and then voted in by my directors as board chairperson. This journey has meant that I've had people that have been interested in my career, people that have wanted to see me succeed, and that is one of the key aspects that actually comes out from our report in terms of the importance of women receiving support throughout their career. That is what my journey has been. It has been one that has been supported by mentors, that both from the formal aspect of our mentorship program in the firm, as well as mentors that make themselves available so that we can then make sure that there is progression around developing future leaders.
You know, the fact that we're still talking about progression, it seems a bit shocking as well, with the numbers of 25 years in order for us to at least seek some form of an equal balance. So what sort of challenges are being experienced within the mid-markets right now? Because I think in the research, it says that 90% of the mid-market companies or mid-companies are struggling in terms of growth, and it's very slow.
So yes, the research shows that 90% of businesses are in the mid-market, and they actually provide 2/3 of jobs, right? And one of the key aspects, because this is an annual report that we do, and in last year's one, we actually highlighted, and we normally highlight 3 key aspects that businesses can actually take into account as they progress and make progression in their development. One of the key aspects that we've highlighted is for businesses to actually also monitor their progress, right? So we all know that what you measure, you become. So we've encouraged businesses to actually set targets and actually monitor their progress. So our research is still showing that there are some businesses that are still not setting targets and therefore not monitoring their progress, right? Having said that, there are some aspects that are positive. In that last year, we actually projected that it would take up until 2053, and this year we're projecting that it will take until 2051. Yeah.
Now, just looking at the organizational structural changes as well, wouldn't that be one of the things that are being missed right now in terms of having to come with those rapid solutions when it comes to growth and changes?
So our research actually has indicated that when there is a strategic objective, right, from the board, for example, it highlights just how much progress has been made when the lead is coming from the board. So yeah, it has to be something that's driven from high level so that people know the seriousness of actually progressing, right? And in terms of what actually has indicated or what has been the benefit of having a diverse leadership, we've seen that 1 in 5 businesses have indicated that their decision making has improved, and a similar proportion has indicated that they actually have more innovation in their business. Yeah.
Now, just looking at at the competitive markets, because e-commerce businesses are obviously flourishing, the mid-market companies are flourishing, even though we are saying that they are going slow. What strategies would you give, or from your perspective, how can they implement certain strategies in order to have that competitive edge?
Okay. So as I said earlier, the 3 aspects that we've highlighted for this year, we've indicated that businesses need to be bold in setting their targets. and actually go further in actually being deliberate in terms of the positions that they would like to have women hold in leadership positions, right? The other aspect, as I highlighted in my own journey, is that we need to provide support for women throughout their career and not just when they are in a leadership position. So one of the key aspects that our report has highlighted is the impact of having targets around retention of women, targets around having networking and mentorship programs that assist women to be able to develop, and also having leadership programs that assist women to be ready for the next phase of their career, right? Then the third aspect is where everybody also can be involved, where is if you are a client, if you're an investor, if you're a supplier, you have the opportunity to actually require the businesses that you do business with to take gender balance seriously. And that is how we can move the needle very quickly, is the external pressure, the internal targets, both from a setting of targets as well as having programs that support women.
That is very insightful, and I can imagine that these strategies is something that you have already practiced within your own career as well. So can you please just share, how has your leadership style evolved over the years?
My leadership style, I think, has been influenced by a few key factors. It's been influenced by where I grew up. It's been influenced where I went to school, which led to me developing women friends, so a support of people that are around you. It's been influenced by the firm that I've chosen, because SNG Grant Thornton has always been a firm that says we will change the world, right? And that is something that I resonated with when I joined the firm, right? It's been influenced by the people that have led me and the people that I've led as well. One of the key aspects in this journey for me, I've had the opportunity to actually undertake our senior leadership program, which is an executive development program through Harvard. And one of the exercises that we actually did, which was very useful for me, was where we got an opportunity to hear from our families, our clients, the people that work under us, the people we report to, and the people that are peers, in terms of how they've experienced us as leaders, right? And for me, one of the key aspects and what came across was where people would indicate that they value a leader that is authentic, a leader that is supportive, and a leader that is really interested in your own development. Because I've actually had people that have worked at interesting hours. In our environment, there is deadlines. So I've had people that have put themselves out there to make sure that as a team we deliver on our goal. So that has been the key impact of my leadership's journey, is I've had people around me that are supportive, that have encouraged me. Even when I didn't see it in myself, they've also said, we see this potential in you, and they've afforded me to have the leadership programs that can also give me the practical tools to be able to do what I need to do.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Agnes, and for sharing such impactful insights on what work still needs to be done in terms of gender parity within the senior management roles.
Thank you, Nontobeko.
That was Agnes Dire, Board Chairperson and Director at SNG Grant Thornton, sharing insights on intentional leadership to accelerate gender parity in the corporate sector.